Ooh, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Joji. Now, this spliff is important because this is going to be a great meditation session I'm gonna go into after I finish this clip. But the reason why this specific meditation is so important, I realize there's someone in my life that I really need to forgive. Like, I've always had a very holistic approach in terms of I hate the system, Like, F the system. But sometimes it's very important through your retrospective process to kind of pinpoint the entities, the cogs in the machine that were basically enacting the system's will on your life. So, I don't know how it came to my mind, but I was like, wait, my grade 9 arts teacher. And the reason why my grade 9 arts teacher needs to be forgiven, because a lot of the anger I have in terms of the hurt I have because of my high school experience is really due to this man. Now, let me break this out. My arts teacher wasn't like any regular like arts teacher. This is my music art teacher, and I'm at this school for music. Like I got into the school of the arts. So it's not like, oh, you're a regular arts teacher. This is actually the reason why I'm at this school. This is my first year, grade 9. And this teacher, not only is he teaching me, he's teaching grade 12s. So our class was a split between grade 12s and grade 9s. It's very interesting for me to actually sit and learn all the things I needed to learn technically as a vocal student. I was there for singing with folks who were there for years and actually were like, you know what I mean, going to university. So they're at the end of their journey. I'm at the beginning. So it was a very interesting perspective. I don't even know if a lot of my classmates took in the nuance of what we were actually experiencing being grade 9s, but I think he was very pressured. Like he was very pressured to be like, yo, I'm handling these guys going to university. I gotta mark them, grade them, teach them at the highest level, but I also have to deal with these newbies. You know what I'm saying? And I was a very like I was already the class clown, class troublemaker, right? I was already that person. I reformed and I behaved so I can actually get into art school, but I was still the residue of that guy was still there, and he's still there here now. This is probably why I do what I do for a living because of that energy. But anyways, he really started singling me out immediately. Like it wasn't that hard. My school was very white. Not only was I the only black boy in my class, I was the only black boy in all my classes. I was the only black boy in my grade. There was other black guys there. They were just in other grades. But I was the only, yeah, so it's easy to be singled out. Much less I was kind of a troublemaker, right? Distracting the class, busting jokes, running, whatever. So it is what it is. I think what really brought it to the next level though was that not only was he my, my regular homeroom teacher, right? My homeroom was music, arts, whatever. He also ran the choral, the choir, or the, you know what I mean? Like all the grade 9 music students, it was mandatory for us to take choir. It didn't matter if you were there as a singer or not. If you were just a musician taking trumpet, drums, you had to sing in the grade 9 choir. It was mandatory to pass. If you didn't do it, you're not even passing. So he taught that choir. So now the same teacher who's always singling me out in class is now singling me out in front of the entire grade 9 music department, in a sense. So all the kids, all the music students, all right, all the music students knew I was a troublemaker. Like, it's just reinforced in their brain. Like, the one token black guy they know is this troublemaking kid. Not because they hear saying so, but because the teacher is picking on the things I do. Is saying, your voice is loud. My voice is distinct, right? Because I'm going to speak different than the white kids. So my voice sticks out. Guard and be quiet. The other kids were talking, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm also the singer. So now he wants me to be a leader instead of a follower. So now he's putting even more pressure on me. So now all the kids are seeing this. And I look back and I'm being retrospective about it. And I'm like, like, was he doing it purposefully, like vindictively to be mean? Like, no, he's just being a teacher. He's just being a regular teacher. But that vibe he set, right? Those kids are going to see that or get that vibe from him. Now in my math class, the kids are ready to joke with me, thinking that I'm like always joking. And I'm not to say like I'm not trying to joke, because I'm a joker. But like, if all the kids is working, I'm gonna work. But if they come to me and say, yo, gee, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, like, like, I'm the fun guy. Like, now in all my classes, everybody want to joke with me, and I'm gonna joke back. So now vibe is like, yeah, G's that guy that you're gonna vibe with during class. Oh, G's in our class, so it's gonna be fun. Like, oh, issues with all the teachers now. All the teachers sending me to the office now, right? Like, and probably all the teachers are in the faculty room having discussions about how bad of a student I am. I'm the only black guy in my grade. Clearly, I'm a topic. Years pass, though. Years pass. And I get expelled from that school. The situation is not connected, but the dominoes are, the domino. The reason I keep looking away because there's a spider that I'm gonna go kill eventually, and I'm just trying to catch his movements because he keeps walking around. I don't know why he thinks he's so free up to walk around my room like that, but he's gonna die just now. I just killed one earlier in my bathroom. I guess there was a little nest. A little nest. I'm gonna have to spray this room down or something. Anyways, you already know how it goes during autumn season. But yeah, these critters are trying to find some place to hide as it gets colder outside. Anyways, all that to say, I get expelled from that school. The vibe that teacher set with me transcended throughout the entire school. That when I got into a situation where it was really a mutual sexual situation, if you're gonna call it sexual, right? Because it was just like I got charged for sexual assault for touching girls who were touching me too. So it's like, it was weird. I got expelled and then charged. And I had friends in my class who were like, no, we're gonna stand up for you and defend for you. But it's like the entire faculty, the entire school had a vibe already about me. Like, no, this is a troublemaker. Of course he's gonna rape the girls. What? Like, causing a disturbance in class, you know what I'm saying? Like, always wanting to have fun in class is not the same as what they started in terms of calling police on me. Ruined the confidence that my family had in me. Ruined the confidence that my church at the time, I was a serious churchgoer. I was a hardcore minister, Christian, that my church had in me. My pastor had to come. When they went to book me, my pastor, or I handed myself in. So I went to get booked. My pastor came with me. My parents came and my pastor came. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious it was. But that set a tone. It set a tone like, geez, someone you handle with police. You handle with heavy authority. And it started with that school. And it started with the lack of confidence based on that teacher. Because if the school really had confidence, G is an outstanding student. He's in all the he's in the choirs because I wasn't just in choir because it was mandatory. I was in choir because I like it. I like singing. So it was extracurricular activities, bro. I was there to participate and to be a part of the team. So if they know like, yo, G is an extracurricular, hardworking student. He's a part of the sports teams. He's all, you know. If they looked at me like that, they wouldn't have been so quick to call police. They would say, let's see if we can figure out the situation. Let's bring in the parents. Let's bring in the, let's talk. No, I'm token black you in that school. The only black kid. The only black kid in my grade. So if the last time they seen someone black, it was in a music video, rap video, on the news, that's their own experience. So now they hear a complaint from their daughter when it's really those girls just weren't my steez. So we're just having little fun, play, massaging and whatever in class and doing inappropriate things as students. But when it wasn't no like, yo, G, you're gonna come to my house, and I didn't pull up to the house because I had a girl. Then it start looking like, yo, he's just playing with us. Oh, let's go. Oh, he's in just in trying to intimidate us. Then like, you know what I'm saying? Because it turned from playful to like playing, and then like no. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Young, horny nigga, dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? I definitely should have got suspended, maybe even expelled. But police, and I lost the case, bro. I'm in this all white courtroom, bro. Like, my dumb ass decide to go with this black, bald headed woman as my lawyer. Like, you know what I mean? Like the most feminist, pro blackist, BLMist looking lawyer ever in this white courthouse. You know what I'm saying? This white ass courthouse. White judge, white prosecutor, clerks are white. Like, white. Nobody in the building is black. I'm there fighting for my freedom or whatever, you know? So, whatever, they found me guilty or whatever. I couldn't be convicted because I was too young, but they found me guilty. And immediately, it confirmed what the grade 9 teacher thought about me when singling me out. It confirmed what all the other students would think in terms of seeing G is playtime. G is not serious time, G is playtime. Confirming the other teachers, reinforcing that energy when they would always send me to the office or get me suspended or send me to detention. It confirmed that further that when the school said this guy needs to be expelled and we need to call the authorities. Because the end of that whole investigation led to charges. And when I fought, because I thought I was innocent, I know I'm innocent, but I lost. I lost. And I was in court that day by myself. My parents couldn't make it. They had work and stuff, but it was a distance from where I lived. And I remember driving home, I cried. Like, I'm a loser officially now on the books. You know, and whatever, I pushed through my career and I became this producer now, artist, entertainer, all these things. But I still, in my personal life, I'm this loser. Because then when I went at odds with my pastor, right, I was at odds with my school. What did they do? They called the police. I was at odds with my pastor. What did he do? He called the police. And then just over the last few years, I've been at back and forth odds with my parents. And what did they do? They called the police. Now, I've completely separated myself from a lot of all those situations. You know. Sorry guys, I gotta kill this spider right now while he's in my face. Sorry. I'm gonna regret it. Yeah. So I hope I didn't lose my train of thought. But anyways, all I'm saying is all these things trickle back down to that teacher. And to know that now I've had to set up my life, where none of these people can ever do any of those things to me again. They can never be in a position over me where they have the ability to create a narrative to call the police. I control the narrative of my life. I control everything and everyone around me. No one can come around me unless I want them in my life. I'm not in a situation where I'm around my parents because I'm dependent on needing to live in their home. Or I'm going to this church because I'm dependent on believing that this is my only way to have a successful life and afterlife. Or I'm in this school or I'm going to school because this is the only way I see success for myself. Any person, any religion, any faculty, anything that is a part of my life is my choosing. And the freedom of that now means that I have more of a responsibility to ensure the circle and the people I put around me really have my best interests at heart. And that when we are at odds, that they won't call the police, but they will also not resort to violence. Because I'm not a violent person and I don't call police. I feel that all situations can be handled through discussion. Because at the end of the day, words can only hurt your feelings. But I feel that a lot of folks take my words, the things that I say, and they, in their brain, create actions that they now feel they need to defend themselves from by calling the police. It's crazy. It's weird. I I really don't see the need to call police for like very few, like if something gets stolen, maybe you could report it or something, but you really don't need to call. Like they can't do anything when they get there after the situation happened. If someone is trying to kill you, you have to defend yourself right there. Calling the police is not going to save your life. Calling the police might maybe frighten the person or might further anger them. You never know. But defending yourself is going to be on you in that moment, not the police. So they come to wrap up situations that have already ended. Come get a report. You just come get a report of whatever happened. So I don't need to keep reporting to the police anytime something bad happens in my life or something time I'm disgruntled about a situation in my social life. But some people feel they need to. Like that's how things need to be resolved. Those parents, when their daughters complained about some black guy in their school touching them, they said immediately, police, right? Because what happened? The teachers brought me in, or the principal, vice principal, or whatever, she brought me in. She said, these girls said you were touching them. Did you? I'm like, yeah, they were touching me. We were touching each other. They skipped that whole part of we were touching each other and just used that testimony to bring police to investigate. But then when it actually came to court, that testimony that I had with that principal or vice principal was thrown out. It wasn't used to actually create my guilt, even though it was used to create the entire situation. So the whole case was bullshit in the first place. So how are you guys throwing out the actual premise that would bring the police in to do an investigation at the high school, lay the charges, and bring and arrest me in the first place? But you throw out the entire conversation I have with